Here we are.
What up?
Here we are, the third edition of BRV Shorts. Welcome you in the van for the Big Red Van podcast. This is an extension of the Have You Heard show that you can get on iTunes, Google Play, anywhere that you get podcasts, featuring me and Hayden. So welcome into the van. We are going to talk about something really silly tonight.
Oh, it's your turn, so let's go.
It's my turn. This is how we're doing it. We're switching off.
I think that makes the most sense.
Okay, so when's the last time you got drunk and went anywhere, like in public? Did you do that in your 20s or
All the time?
Yeah, it was one
Perpetual.
of those. Okay, so did you feel like you stuck out?
No, I feel like I was a very calm demeanor drunk that could handle myself in a crowd.
Well, of course,
I'm not going to be the guy that gets arrested, that's for sure.
I guess when you are the one that's drunk in public, you always think that of yourself.
That's probably true, but I have good confidence that I could handle myself.
So do you think that birds would react the same way as humans to alcohol in public?
I don't know, but recently on our past episode of the podcast, though, we talked about octopus's brains versus humans' brains.
And we talked also about lobsters.
That's true.
What they're doing to them before they cook
Are they
them.
really even getting stoned or not?
So I thought that this was a perfect type of topic for us to talk about.
Perfect.
Here we go with drunk birds in Gilbert, Minnesota.
Where's Gilbert, Minnesota? Are you aware of these
I'm
parts?
not, but it also attracted me to that because you did a story from Gilbert, Arizona.
Oh.
So I thought Gilberto.
Gilberto.
So we'll go with Gilbert. So what's happening is because due to an early frost, these berries in trees have started to ferment earlier than normal. And a lot of birds haven't migrated south yet. So there's a bigger population and a lot more quicker fermenting berries. And these birds are digesting these berries,
down on them.
Legitimately getting drunk. So you see birds falling out of trees, diving in and out of cars and traffic, flying a lot lower than usual.
Flying lower than usual.
A lot of people have...
Maybe it's like, like they're just like, because when you're drunk, you want to do like more risky things. What if it's more like that bird's like, yeah, like
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm wasted and this is awesome. Like,
but doesn't that happen to humans?
That's what I mean.
Exactly.
Oh, I see where you're going.
So we've talked about that with Cat Poop Mind Control.
Yep.
Was the name of one of our episodes. We are so shameless about plugging our own show.
Gotta be.
It's incredible. But we talked about the effects of different drugs or what have you on animals versus humans, and the same types of risk-taking or inhibition loss that happens between us, right?
Right.
So this is a quote from one of the police in the area of Gilbert, Minnesota. Some of the birds seem to be out-of-towners, and they can't hold their alcohol.
Out-of-towners.
So northern Minnesota folk call these people citiots. Have you ever heard me use that before?
Citiots?
Citiots.
So that's calling someone from the city an idiot?
Yes. Okay. So the people that live up north, say on the lake or wherever in northern Minnesota in their cabins or whatever, and the city people come up just for the weekends, especially like Memorial Weekend and those big ones where the lake opens or whatever, and they just trash these small towns in Minnesota because, they're not used to their ways, their small town ways. So yeah, citiots. I learned that from my parents who live up there. But another quote: "Don't worry about excessive calling in of weird behavior by the birds. That is, unless it's after midnight and they have Taco Bell with them." So this is a statement directly from the Gilbert Police Department.
That's a real official public statement.
Yes.
About the drunk birds.
Yes,
that's awesome.
So, and it goes on to say, "Please call if you see the following: Woodstock maybe pushing Snoopy off of the top of the doghouse. Roadrunner jumping in and out of traffic on Main Street. Angry birds laughing and appearing happy."
Laughing and appearing happy.
Yeah.
But they're really dead inside.
Right. Or a Tweety acting as if he's 10 feet tall and getting into confrontations with cats. These are all statements directly from the police. If you see those things, please call the police department.
Wow.
So
what can you do when you have drunk birds in town? Like, what's there to report other than look out for the low-flying birds that are going to run into your windows?
And they keep saying they'll sober up and all, but literally the bird's livers cannot handle the toxins. And the smaller the bird, the smaller the bird, the more likely they're going to die from it. So there's been some instances where 30 to 50 robins have just shown up dead somewhere. Or the report of 10 dead blackbirds in a school playground that someone thought was foul play. You know,
God,
it's just these drunk birds.
There's man, I wish I could just reference exactly where it's from, but I've seen this video of where like the certain species of monkeys, they like get down on the fermented fruit. It's like their favorite thing, and they like have like big drunken parties where all the monkeys are like finding all this awesome, perfectly fermented fruit on the forest floor, and they're just like, yeah,
Well,
party
that's
time.
my point. Do you think the birds are doing this on accident? Like, they communicate with each other, you know? So it's like, I found the berries.
I'm pretty sure even like chimpanzees do it too, man.
Or here on this tree.
Like not just little monkeys, like chimps do it.
They all know that stuff.
Yeah.
So this kind of brought me to a side thought. I guess it made me think, you already talked about normal drunk people, but more specifically fast food workers was kind of what I was thinking.
Also drunk while working?
So have you ever found yourself at a fast food establishment asking self, is that guy that's making my cheesy gordita crunch alive? Like,
I have definitely questioned certain restaurants and have second guessed whether or not I want to actually eat there or not.
I mean, even better when
Plenty
you
of
see
times.
their boss that's looking like they're running around on some kind of uppers of
Oh, yeah.
something. You know, who knows what that is? It could be as innocent as a prescription.
42! 42!
It could be a prescription Adderall, or it could be as sinister as, you know, rock cocaine, crystal meth.
Methamphetamine.
But who knows? I wonder what the now there's a Chick-fil-A's out there.
Yeah.
You know, that you're not the most sinister behavior that you're going to find happening in a Chick-fil-A is
15-point onboarding process to work at a Chick-fil-A, though.
you might find like a blowy in the cooler, but you're not going to be finding drug addicts working at a Chick-fil-A, right?
Right.
So is
Typically.
that fair, listeners, right? But now at say a Burger King,
Oh, I worked at a Burger King when I was in high school.
now you're
I've
almost
seen what goes on behind the screen at a Burger King.
Small town Burger King is like, I'm sorry, Burger King,
Be
but
careful.
It's you there's at least one on the staff that is cooking meth in their basement.
I mean, actually, I guess there's probably no exemptions here because I worked at a Burger King when I was really young, and then I worked at a McDonald's for like 2 weeks, just because I was in between two jobs and I needed a job. So I was like, okay. And both of them, same. I mean, everyone is on drugs. Everyone is selling each other drugs.
Correct.
Everyone is doing drugs at work, like constantly. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, and it could, like I said, sometimes it's just somebody just smoking some weed. Sometimes it's somebody with a ball of heroin in the bathroom. Can I take out the trash?
It'll take me a minute.
You just took the trash out 20 minutes ago. So, yeah, I was thinking about drunk birds, drunk people, fast food workers on drugs. That's kind of where my head was for this edition of BRV Shorts.
No offense to people that take their job seriously in fast food, but you all know that there's somebody that works with you that is one of these people we're talking
you
about.
are struggling to get them off your staff.
Yeah.
And there's some equal opportunity employment law that's making you keep paying them. I feel you. Boom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for joining me for that. That was a whole lot of fun.
That was great.
You got anything to add?
No, man.
Had to tell them how to see us on everywhere else?
I guess I could do that. So if you like this video, of course, follow us with our podcast too, like Wade mentioned before.
Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Subscribe to the podcast.
Yes.
Please tell a friend about it. Get them to subscribe to it. We're going to try to make you laugh, but we're also going to try to teach you something.
Sometimes.
The podcast is both.
Yeah.
If you don't walk away from every podcast feeling like, wow, I didn't know that, then we're not doing our job.
Exactly. So follow us with all the extra stuff on the social medias at the Big Red Van Pod on all of them. So you know which one you use.
Catch you on the next one.